Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown, here to review WrestleMania 9. What the fuck? I'm reviewing WrestleMania 9? Well, you know what? Out of all the things I wanted to watch on WWE, on Peacock, I watched WrestleMania 9. Why I watched WrestleMania 9? Because it came out in 1993 and I was born in 1993, so might as well watch it. And I did watch it. I just finished it. And I know a lot of people don't like this WrestleMania, and I can see why. I will talk about the match and my feelings of this WrestleMania, because I feel like this WrestleMania, there's some moments in this WrestleMania, in my opinion, but overall, it's not good. Is it the worst WrestleMania I ever fucking sat through and saw? To be quite honest, WrestleMania 27 is still the worst in my opinion. Hey, if you disagree with me, that is fine. That's just me. I'd rather watch WrestleMania 9 than WrestleMania 27 all the way through. At least I could get bits and pieces of WrestleMania 27. At least with WrestleMania 9, I could watch it all the way through. Why? I'll say this right now before I get to the matches. The commentary in this pay-per-view, Bobby the Brain Heenan, JR, his first WrestleMania, and ooh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. These people were great in commentary. The highlight, if you guys are gonna watch WrestleMania 9 alone, watch it for these guys alone. They are the fucking highlight of this show. They made this show. Literally, they made this show. Looking back, they made this show. They did. So, let's talk about some of the match cards, to be quite honest, because this is what pisses me off about WrestleMania 9. It starts off great, to be quite honest. The first match we get, oh, by the way, we're going to do a little bit substance of drinking E&J, so, tap that bottle if you want to, because we got to, man. It's WrestleMania 9. This is what pisses me off about WrestleMania 9. You have good moments in WrestleMania 9, and then they smack it. Look, WrestleMania is supposed to start feuds and end feuds. And sometimes you're not supposed to get starting feuds at WrestleMania, in my opinion. You should always have feuds that end at WrestleMania, then after WrestleMania, new feuds will happen and all that. That's why I always feel like after WrestleMania, you should always do the draft. That's how I always do it, and that's how I would have done it if I owned the company, to be quite honest. And it's a lot easier to do it. And then you have Survivor Series really good, to be quite honest with you. But that's another story for another day. So let's get to the first match. We have Tatanka versus Shawn Michaels with Luna, and Tatanka was with Sensational Sherry. And Sensational Sherry, she died around 50s, I think, or 40s. She died very young. She died in 2007, I believe. Sensational Sherry in here looks fucking hot. Holy shit. Like, damn. God. Let's drink to that, because holy shit, she looked pretty good. Oh, don't worry, I ate. I'm not gonna eat if I didn't drink, I mean, I'm not gonna drink if I didn't eat, But, moving on. Tatanka versus Shawn Michaels. This match was awesome, to be quite honest with you. It was left and right, and I was hyped. I was really hyped, and I was listening to the commentators too. This match was really good. It was really good until the end. The referee rings the bell, and I'm all here confused as fuck. Like, what the fuck just happened? Was there a disqualification or something like that? No, it was a count out. A count out at WrestleMania. My God, that's the one thing I have a problem with this match. This match was amazingly awesome. But the thing is, too, you have Tatanka that never lost, that was really getting hyped, and he was never losing. Then you have the Intercontinental Champion, Shawn Michaels. This match was amazing. It was beautiful. I love this match. Highly recommend watching it. But the ending leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But at the same time, I see why they did it. I remember when the match ended and, Tatanka won. Yes, he won. But in the count out, Shawn Michaels got counted out up to 10. But Shawn Michaels is still champion. You're still making Shawn Michaels look good and still made Tatanka look good. So I didn't mind that all that much. I just wish they could have done something a little different than just, oh, I don't know, a count out. Maybe someone could have got in, interfered, and destroyed the match. But to be honest, I wouldn't like that either, to be quite honest with you. So this match, in my opinion, should have been a no disqualification hardcore match, to be quite honest with you. It should have just been a hardcore match in this one. It made sense if this was just a hardcore match, you know? But at the same time, who do you want to win? You know, you had the hype of Shawn Michaels and the hype of Tatunga. So in a way, they kind of shot themselves in the foot here. So what decision they had to do? This is the only decision they had to do. I don't blame WWE for this, but at the same time, they could have done something better, man. That's why I have a problem when you have a big star and a big championship colliding, and I'm like, you guys, because you know WWE is not going to destroy both of them, so you know the match is going to suffer because of it. You know? So, but this match is still fucking good, and I still highly recommend you watching it. Tatunga, Shawn Michaels, masterpiece. Great opening to the match. Great opening to the pay-per-view, in my opinion. All right, seriously, it starts off strong. It starts off strong, but we get to the down moments in a bit. So we have the Steiner brothers versus the Head Shrinkers. Yo, this match was good. This match was actually pretty good, and it was a tag team match. This was really fucking good. It was really good, and I think the Head Shakers won. Wait a minute. Let me see here. No. The Steiner brothers. The Steiner brothers won. The Steiner brothers won. It says it right here. The Steiner brothers won. And I have nothing bad to say about this match. This match was really good. I did wish the Head Shrinkers won, but that just shows how much I love this match. You know, again, I don't see anything wrong with this match. Nothing I could think of. I do say this, but this happens a lot in this WrestleMania. There's a lot of botches in this WrestleMania. I just want to point that out right now, because if you all are going to watch the show, I want to point this out. This WrestleMania has more botches than any other WrestleMania that I have ever watched. And I've been watching wrestling since I was 2 years old. So I've been watching wrestling so I've been watching wrestling 27 years. I'm 29 right now. But yeah, I've been watching wrestling for like 27 years. So I think I know what I'm talking about. But I think this was really cool. The Steiner brothers were hot. You know, the crowd was into them. The crowd was great, to be quite honest with you. That's why I want to point out with a little bit at the end too with the main event, because at the same time, I know some people look back at WrestleMania 9 and really don't find it fondly and all that, but the crowd was loving every bit of it. So, most likely, yeah, at 93, the crowd loved it, but over time, when you look back at WrestleMania 9, you're like, we have better WrestleManias. Kind of like WrestleMania 3 was better than this shit, you know? It's funny, too, because I was going to watch WrestleMania 3 after WrestleMania 9, which I probably would do. I'm just going back and forth with WrestleMania. I'm not going in order here. But, anyways, the Steiner brothers win. Great match. Highly recommend watching it. Okay, let me give this a star rating. I never actually did that. The first match with the Tonka and Shawn Michaels, I give that a 4-star rating. 4.5 stars, almost 5. So the Steiner brothers and Head Shrinkers, 5-star classic. And then we get to Doink versus Crush. Look, I love Doink. I do. The original Doink. Rest in peace, the original Doink. I think this match could have been better, but the story around it, in my opinion, is great. I think Doink versus Crush is literally the I remember seeing a comment saying that Doink the Clown, the heel Doink, could have been like the Joker to the Undertaker's Batman, which, oh my god. That sounds fucking amazing in my opinion. But it didn't happen, you know, it's just the way it is. But still, I'd rather have Crush be Doink's arch rival than anything, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, you know, this match was fine. I didn't hate it, but the story that they were telling in the ring was fine. I didn't mind that at all. The wrestling wasn't bad. Could it be better? Yes. But at the same time, it wasn't the worst match I've ever watched, basically. But it's not the best match in this card. I'll say this right now. But for Doink, what they did with Doink is great. Again, the story structure between Doink and Crush were great. Just the match kind of suffered a little bit, but not to say Doink and Crush were bad fighting each other, wrestling each other. They were good. I think they had pretty good chemistry. Was it, the best match probably they ever had? Probably not. But still, we got a clown at Caesar's Palace, at Rome, and the clown won. As a sacred clown myself, this is great. I don't mind it. And I'd rather have the heel Doink win than the babyface Doink. They should never made Doink a babyface. That's what killed the character, in my opinion. But I'm going to take a drink here because for Doink, for the original Doink, and for this match for being kind of lackluster, but drink for the story being pretty entertaining. So there's that. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not going to drink a lot because this is E&J. You crazy? You want me to die? But the next match is Razor Ramon versus Bob Backlund. This match actually, the right person won in this match. This match wasn't really that good. It wasn't. After the Doink and Crush match, this show died. This show died after Doink and Crush. You can not like the match between Doink and Crush, but at least you can enjoy the story. And I enjoyed the story between Doink and Crush. But after that, this shit went downhill. The show went downhill. I was like, damn, man, you guys were actually pretty good. If we got another big good match with Razor Ramon and Bob Backlund, I guarantee you people will look at Doink and Crush and be like, yeah, that's fine, but at least the next match doesn't leave more of a sour taste in your mouth, basically, like that. But this one does. The right person did win, like I said again, Razor Ramon wins. Not. I think this was his first WrestleMania. I could be wrong. Let me know, guys. But I keep thinking WrestleMania. I'm looking back at when he fought Shawn Michaels for the championships, but that was at WrestleMania 10, I believe, which is a good match. It's funny too because I feel like WrestleMania 9 is a stepping stone for WrestleMania 10, which I fucking hate. I hate when WrestleManias are a stepping stone to the next WrestleMania. I fucking hate that shit. Because what's the point in watching it? What's the fucking point in watching it? Might as well skip this fucking WrestleMania. Seriously, not this year's WrestleMania. I'm talking about like when WrestleManias are like this, like WrestleMania 27. Man. But again, Razor Ramon wins. They basically what is it? They got like locked together. Razor Ramon grabbed him with the pin, 1-2. Inside crater. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. And that's basically it. Razor Ramon wins. It didn't last that long. Some of these matches, they didn't last that long, mainly because they kept talking with other people, not the broadcasters, not the commentators, but like, how sometimes they talk with other people and all that stuff? That lasted way too long, in my opinion. I'm like, can we get to the matches? This is why your matches are short, guys, because you wasted time talking to fucking other people instead of going on with the matches. This is WrestleMania. Matches. Fuck the story. Literally, fuck talking about the story and shit like that, guys. WrestleMania should not be like that. WrestleMania is the combination of all the stories that you were hyping up. So stop making more stories to it. I'm sorry. That makes no sense in my opinion, man. Seriously. That's why I pointed out WrestleMania should end rivalries and start rivalries, but not all matches should start rivalries, in my opinion. Because the reason I point that out is because this WrestleMania most likely started more rivalries than just ended. And something that is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to WrestleMania, man. It is. It's a big pet peeve of mine. It is. It just is. That's just me as a wrestling fan. People are different, but that's just me. So we get the tag team match, right? We get Money Inc., which is Ted DiBiase and this guy, I forgot his name. But we get Money Inc. versus Hulk Hogan and it's either Buddhist Beefcake with Jimmy Hart. And this guy, remember when I said about a DQ at the beginning of the match? This one ended with a DQ. This match ended with the DQ, but you know what? I didn't mind it because I wanted Money Inc. to literally keep their titles because I love Money Inc. So again, this WrestleMania, they couldn't think of how to end some matches, so they decided to shoot themselves in the foot. And some of the crowd, every time some of these stuff happened, the crowd just looked dead. I will admit that. I will admit that. The crowd still had fun, but when moments like this happened, the crowd was just like, what the fuck you doing? And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Half of this WrestleMania has just been like countouts or DQs. Ugh! The only match that got, what is it? That got a good stable pin is TheSkullKlown and the Steiner Brothers match. Those are the only two matches. That I will keep going, but for right now, those are like, well, and Razor Ramon. 3 matches that got pins. The rest were just DQs or countouts. What the fuck? Or disqualification. What the fuck? DQ. I'm sorry, guys. I'm drinking. What do you expect? I'm gonna drink for this match. Because what the fuck was this shit? What the fuck was this shit? And a lot of people want to point out about Hulk Hogan's eye. You know what? I'll say this right now with this Hulk Hogan bullshit eye piece of shit motherfucker. Look, if you don't know about the whole Black Eye Club with Hollywood, if you don't know that, then don't talk to me because you don't know. You don't have the knowledge of what Hulk Hogan did. But if you do know that, I don't have to talk about it here. I made enlightenment videos about that stuff, man. Look up the Black Eye Club WWE / Adrenochrome. Now, if you can't find out on YouTube, I will give you the link to it to Rumble. It's in my Rumble. So if you want to see that, let me know. I got you. All right? Seriously. If any wrestling fan wants to see that, I got you. You think I can't expose this company for what they are? Hell yeah. Fucking got you guys with that shit, man. Hell yeah. All right? Because when it comes to YouTube, WWE tries to hide it. When it comes to Rumble, they can't hide that shit. Because freedom of speech, motherfucker. Seriously, I have a right to fucking expose this fucking company the way it is, but I'm not getting into that. Let's see. Yeah, Money Inc. won. Moving on. Let's drink. Yeah. The Narcissist, Lex Luthor versus Mr. Perfect. This match was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I actually had fun with this match. You know, I thought Mr. Perfect was going to win. He did not. It was Lex Luthor, which makes sense because Lex was actually being hyped. It was being groomed. Ugh. Yeah, I know. Was being groomed for the next top guy. But, things changed, obviously, when that happened. But, Lex Luger won. And, Lex Luger was a heel in this match. It was, a pretty good match. I liked the back and forth with Lex Luthor and Mr. Perfect. And then all of a sudden, you know, Lex Luthor wins. Mr. Perfect is like, what the fuck? Because a roll-up happens, and Mr. Perfect's feet was at the rope, and the referee didn't see it. So he's like, what the fuck? It's funny, too, because Lex Luthor tried to cheat, and the referee caught him. But once Mr. Perfect grabbed the ropes, the referee didn't see it. I like when shit happens like that sometimes, you know? So, oh yeah, and going back to Razor Ramon and Bob Backlund, when I saw that, I literally told my sister this could have been a Raw match. So yeah, that was that. I should have mentioned that. But anyways, going back to Mr. Perfect and Lex Luthor, after Mr. Perfect was arguing with the referee, Lex just hit him with the elbow. Mr. Perfect got knocked out. Lex was walking away. Mr. Perfect gets up. He's pissed off. He storms right out of the arena, looks for Lex, starting beating Lex up. Shawn Michaels is right next to Lex. You know, I think Shawn Michaels got pushed a little bit. That's why Shawn Michaels attacked Mr. Perfect. Pow, pow. I'm like, oh, Mr. Perfect and Shawn. Mr. Perfect and Shawn Michaels. Oh, shit. This should have been a WrestleMania match. That should have been a WrestleMania match. Mr. Perfect versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania? Sign me the fuck up, in my opinion. Fuck yeah. You know? But, any match between, if there is a match between Mr. Perfect and Shawn Michaels, let me know, because that's how you know that should be a classic. That has to be a classic. How could it not be? You know? But, there's that. The next match is Giant Gonzalez versus The Undertaker. Undertaker was 2-0 at this time. This match is not the best Undertaker's match. Not the best Undertaker match. But again, I will emphasize the story. The story that they told here is fine. That's the one thing I want to point out, people. Point out to some wrestling fans. I know some people might not like some of the wrestling stuff in here, but you gotta pay attention to the story. Because sometimes, if the story is good, then okay, the wrestling part is just an icing on the cake, in my opinion. Not to say not to say that's not a big part of it. Of course it is. Of course it is. You want these motherfuckers to beat the living shit out of each other, you know? But the story's not there, how you going to be engaged, you know? So, Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker do eventually fight at SummerSlam, which I feel sorry for Taker for. Taker was just like, what, why? If you see in interviews and shit like that. But, this one ends in a DQ also. Mainly because Giant Gonzalez gets a rag, a chloroform, and freaking puts it on Undertaker's face, and Undertaker falls down. Think everyone, you know, the commentators are like, "Oh my god, you know, you can kill Kai with that," you know, Macho Man and shit like that. They take a fucking gurney, bring Undertaker out to all the way to the entrance. Then all of a sudden you hear Dawn, you know, and everyone's and Giant Gonzalez is like, "What the fuck?" And Undertaker comes and pat, 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 and JR is great in this, and he takes the big man down. Yo, man, JR in this commentary was great. This was JR's first WrestleMania, and he did phenomenal, in my opinion. Phenomenal. If this was JR's last WrestleMania, I would have been like, that's a crime, because that guy could commentate out of wet paper bag. He will make a broom look fucking great. You know how some people say that Shawn Michaels can fight a broomstick and it still be a 5-star classic? JR will sell that broom and saying that broom is kicking Shawn Michaels' ass, and I would believe it. Hell yeah, man. You need commentators like that, man. That's why, in my opinion, Michael Cole doesn't do it. I love Michael Cole, but without Taz, I'm sorry. You need the dynamic with Michael Cole and Taz. That's just me. Once you took that out, in my opinion, it wasn't the same for Cole anymore. It wasn't. It just wasn't the same. Especially if you replace Michael Cole and JR so you can have Jerry the King Lawler and Cole. Nah, man. Nah, I'm sorry. Just to laugh at JR too. Not to say I didn't like JR and Mick Foley as commentaries. Not to say I didn't like that. That is very underrated too. I think those guys were great too. But still, you know, it's like, what the fuck. But, so yeah, I'm going to drink to this match because this match was just not good either, man. Oh my god. This match was just not good. The main event. The main event. Bret Hart, the WWE Champion, versus Yokozuna with Midget Fuji. Oh my god. With Mr. Fuji. This match was actually pretty good. It wasn't bad, in my opinion. It wasn't bad. Again, the commentators, JR was selling it like crazy, but Bret Hart went in there. He knew he couldn't probably have a 5-star classic with Yokozuna, but they tried. They did try it, and for what they did, I didn't mind it. And obviously, it was not going to be long of a match. You know, it wasn't going to be a long of a match. I literally thought to myself, I'm like, all right, this is going to probably be like Brock Lesnar's matches, you know, like, it's probably going to be hype, and then all of a sudden it just goes down right after, you know, it ends. And that's what it was. Yokozuna won, which I didn't mind Yokozuna winning because he was the favorite in this match. He actually was. If I saw Yokozuna as a kid and he was fighting Bret Hart, I would have told myself, no, Bret Hart's going to die. I'm sorry. I probably would have been a Bret Hart nut kid, obviously, but once I saw Yokozuna, I would have been like, nah, man. It's just, I'm kind of like, it's funny because I'm almost kind of like Mr. McMahon when it comes to that stuff. When you see a big guy, I'm just like, yeah, he's the one. You know, he's the one to kick your ass. But it depends sometimes, because sometimes big guys can hurt people, or they're just slow in the ring, and it's just sometimes not good chemistry. And this one, a lot of people do say the WrestleMania 10 one is better, which is probably accurate. I haven't watched WrestleMania 10 yet, so I will get to that when I'm done with WrestleMania 3, because I do want to get to WrestleMania 3, because WrestleMania 3, from what I've always heard, WrestleMania 3 is fucking phenomenal. I do want to watch that though. I really do one day. Maybe after this, who knows? But I'm going to my friend's house eventually, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Yokozuna wins the match mainly because Bret Hart does a sharpshooter, kind of hard that he does a sharpshooter on Yokozuna. Even the commentators were like, "Can he do it? Can he do it? Oh, he got it! He got it!" And all of a sudden, Mr. Fuji has like salt powder, throws it in Bret Hart's face. And then Yokozuna 1, 2, 3. That's it. To me, stuff like that, endings like that, I don't like. Can you just do a big move and then pin him? I don't know. That's just me. He could have just done the blindside drop, then pin him. Perfect opportunity, in my opinion. But no, they didn't do that. And then Hulk Hogan comes out. The crowd goes apeshit, which a lot of people fail to mention. Yeah, I just want to point that out. The crowd goes apeshit. Bret Hart Mr. Fuji is like, "Oh, Yokozuna challenges you to a match for that championship and stuff," and the fans are going like, fans are going crazy. The crowd is going wild. Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan is like, nah, and Bret Hart's just like, no, go. As a kid when I first saw that, I always thought that wasn't true. I always thought that Bret was probably pissed off that he actually had to let Hogan get the title. I don't know. I always thought maybe deep down Bret was probably not happy with this outcome. Maybe Bret probably thought that it would be better if Yokozuna just won and left, But that's just me, man. That is just me. So I wonder if this can charge right now. So. Nah, it's not charging, but that's fine. It's not plugged in my charger. But oh shit. But yeah, I think that's let's see. So yeah, Hulk Hogan comes out. Sorry about that, guys. Hulk Hogan comes out, and he literally, Yokozuna grabs him like this, and Mr. Fuji's about to throw salt right at Hogan. Hogan dunks. Obviously, Yokozuna gets the salt into the face. Obviously, Hogan brings him down, and then he does his finisher move, the leg drop. You see, they did do it. They could have done it with Yokozuna and Bret Hart, but they decided to do it with Yokozuna and Hulk Hogan. With the whole salt to the face, then the finisher. Then Hulk Hogan wins. The crowd went apeshit. The crowd went wild. They were happy. I know a lot of people look at this and they were like, "Oh, fuck this. Hulk Hogan didn't fucking stay either. What the fuck? This is pointless, But the crowd loved it. The crowd was amazed by this. The crowd loved it. The crowd was hot at some points, and yes, they were dead at some points, but at the end, the crowd went home happy. And that's what, at the end, WWE wants sometimes in their main events. Remember the main event with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and people didn't want that shit? People were booing the shit out of that match. So obviously, Brock Lesnar won, and people were like, I remember Solomon still saying that. I thought it was just really sad. Your main event, people are booing the shit out of it. Thought it was really sad. It is. People are going to look back at that WrestleMania and be like, damn, man, people don't care about this match. That's sad. Man, that's the way that shit's going to be. But with this match, people will look back at it and be like, the crowd was happy. I look back at this match, I'm like, the crowd was happy. I know people might look back at this and be like, oh, it wasn't the best, and the crowd was just like, I guess. But still, the crowd was happy of certain matches that happened. They were happy that Hogan won, They were excited with Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. When Yokozuna won, everyone stood up as, like, in a way of respect. People were like, couldn't believe that he won, but everyone still stood up in the arena for respect and shit like that. You didn't see no one sit down, basically, after a match. They all stood up and shit like that. Kind of like a respect type of thing from what I can see. But, yeah. I mean, it didn't matter who won with this pay-per-view, to be honest. I'd rather have either Bret Hart retain or Yokozuna win instead of Hulk Hogan doing this stuff. But you know how Hulk Hogan was. But either way, this was Hulk Hogan's last WrestleMania anyways, until WrestleMania 18. Yeah. But this WrestleMania overall is not bad. Could it be the worst? Yeah. It could be the worst. So So does this match get a drink? To be honest, yeah. Oh, it does. WrestleMania 9 deserve all the hate that it gets. To be honest, no. But it does. But it does deserve some of the criticism that it does deserve. The criticisms are valid, but the hate is not. To be quite honest, there are way worse WrestleManias than this. Way worse WrestleManias than this. Some people say WrestleMania 11 is bad, and I haven't even watched that show. But I'm comparing it to WrestleMania 27, and I'm just, God, I can't. I can't. Hey, sometimes I compare WrestleMania 9 to WrestleMania 29. You know, you can say whatever you want about the other WrestleManias, but at least the other WrestleManias didn't have countouts and DQs and all that shit. This one had it so much, and I think that's what killed the show really much, especially in the long run. You know, if we didn't have so much DQs or countouts, especially disqualifications, I think people would have looked at this WrestleMania a little bit more fondly. But since we had all of that and a lot of hiccups, it was just a drag. And it was, I'm not saying it was a drag to get through in this pay-per-view. I still had fun. Again, the commentators was good. Some of the wrestling fights were great, you know. And I had fun with some of the matches and the storytelling too. Overall, this WrestleMania, in my opinion, gets like a 7 out of 10. That's really it. You know, we'll go down to probably 6.7 out of 10, yes, but that is the lowest I'm ever going to go with this show. That's the lowest I'm ever going to go. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to give it I'm not going to give it an 8 or anything. Hell no. Because this pay-per-view doesn't deserve to get an 8. You know, it doesn't even deserve to get a 7. But I'm being generous with that just because some of the matches that I enjoyed and the commentating, you know. So, overall, I will give this a 6.7 out of 10. I still recommend you watch this pay-per-view just because some of the matches I mentioned, like Yokozuna, about Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka, great match. Then the tag team match with the Steiner brothers and the Headbashers, that one's good too. And then the crowd was pretty hyped with some of the matches too. And the commentator, again, going back, the commentator team is the highlight of this whole pay-per-view. So watch this whole pay-per-view just for those guys alone. For Bobby the Brain Heenan, for JR, and for, oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. Because those 3 guys did phenomenal in this fucking pay-per-view. They did great. They did great commentary. Great. So that's really it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about WrestleMania 9. Do you think it's one of the worst WrestleManias of all time? Since, you know, we have other WrestleManias now that we can look back and stuff like that. Do you still think that this is the worst WrestleMania? Or do you still think that, or do you think, in my opinion, same thing with me, do you think that, yeah, this WrestleMania is not as bad as people put it out to be, but it's still not as great? It's still not great, but at least I can look back at WrestleMania and watch WrestleMania and WrestleMania 9 at least and be like, okay, I still got a good feel of what I wanted, you know? I can go back and watch some of the matches I enjoyed, you know? But some of the matches I did not care for at all, I probably won't watch them again, you know? I'll watch the main event again, but when Hulk Hogan comes in and shit like that, I can just literally turn it off at that point, you know? So, yeah, let me know, guys, how you feel about WrestleMania 9, and, yeah. See you guys later, be safe, and tell me what I should review next, what WrestleMania you want me to review next. I will go to WrestleMania 3, so maybe that's what you guys want me to do. Any WrestleMania that you guys want me to review after WrestleMania 3, you know? So, I'll see you guys later, and be safe. So, yeah, take care.